What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to our channel here at Vagabond Builds. And today we're bringing you another comparison video between two cars here at Mazda. And that to my right is the new revised 2024 CX-90 in this beautiful look, comparing it to the old body style of the CX-9. And this is what the CX-90 had replaced. So we're going to be talking about the differences in exteriors, interiors, and specs, and just showing you guys what they both look like overall. But before we do, because it's not a sponsored video and we truly appreciate you guys' support, please tap that like button, subscribe to our channel if you guys like our content. If you got something for us to film, here's our email below. Email us so we can talk details later. A special shout out and a thanks to Mazda here at the Roseville Auto Mall in Roseville, California for providing us both of these cars for this comparison review. Also, we're dropping the MSRP sticker only to the new 2024 CX-90, so you guys get an idea of exactly what comes on that sticker with the price tag on top. Now let's go ahead and compare CX-90 over to CX-9. So now let's kick off this comparison video with talking some specs. Now in the CX-9, we knew that the standard was a 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that came with a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now a little bit about the horsepower and torque to the CX-9. The CX-9 came with 227 horsepower and 320 pounds-feet of torque. MPG is 20 city with a 26 highway and a 19.5 gallon gas tank size. But if we shoot over to this beautiful CX-90 look, they literally put in a beast inside these CX-90s. And what do we get is a 3.3 liter inline six with a mild hybrid system, turbocharged 8-speed automatic transmission with 280 horsepower, 332 pounds-feet of torque, 24 city and a 28 highway MPG with the 18.5 gallon gas tank size. And again, this exact CX-90 in standard is all-wheel drive on these CX-90s. Now, what do you guys think? Now, I remember if you get the increased or the sport version, they have that different powertrain to where you literally amp up horsepower and pounds-feet of torque. Now, let's go ahead and show you guys what they both look like and the differences, all right? So maybe if you're on the fence of buying the CX-9, you wanna go a little bit older look, a little bit more kind of the boring, I would say, less classy look on the CX-9. You're going to get a whole lot of differences on this front end because it's just a new look all around. The grille area itself, the cuts here are going to be completely different, okay? The headlights are completely different. The trim work, bumper sensors you still get, and the camera integrated right under the emblem. You still get that on both the CX-9 and the CX-90. And that lower side bumper cover area is going to be completely different also. Now let's go ahead and show you guys what this completely looks like. Now, if you ask me, kind of gives me a European feel on the CX-90, more like of a Mercedes look, but the headlight completely different. Remember the trim I was telling you guys about, the grille completely different. Hazard light integrated here instead of inside the headlight like the CX-9. The cuts here, this is just a whole lot more classy, yet I would say sporty. They're putting that luxury sport together here at the Mazda CX-90. Now you still have the bumper sensors, remember, camera right under that emblem. And again, that lower side of that front end is completely different. Now, again, the hood and the front end, just different. Now, sides. Let's talk length, width, and height with ground clearance on both. So if we start with the older body style, the CX-9, you have 199 inches in length, 78 inches in width, and 68 inches in height. Whereas the CX-90, you have on the length 202 inches, so that's slightly increased by 3 inches, 78 inches in width, and 69 inches in height. Pretty much the same in the width and height of both cars. You're just adding 3 inches on the length. Now, if we go ahead also and talk ground clearance on the CX-9, this is one thing that I like about the CX-9 is you have 8.8 inches of ground clearance, giving you more of an option of off-roading, to where the CX-90 has 8 inches of ground clearance, minimizing. Now you can maybe do some snow, but I don't think you could do really off-terrain. I don't know why you would be taking these off-road anyways. These are more of a family car rather than off-road terrain. Maybe you could take it camping or stuff, just watch for rocks or stuff like that. Now, The side itself and the profile of the CX-90, I'm just gonna have to tell you guys, I am falling in love with it because of that kind of European feel on that side profile. Let's talk wheel area, okay? Wheel area, what do we see? We see that they're putting the Toyo Open Countries on this in that kind of gunmetal gray look, one color, 275, 45, 21s. Now remember, different trims are going to get you different looks. This is a Premium Plus trim, but it's gonna get you a different look on the wheel area, okay? The wheel well trim comes in that matte black plastic, and it kind of shoots from the front over to the wheel well, over to the back, the side over to the back. Inline 6 trim on the back side of that fender. Now, CX-9, we get that same type trim, but what wheels were they going? Now, I'm sure these might have been replaced, but these themselves are a 225/50 20-inch in a one color gunmetal gray or kind of hyper silver on this rim itself. Sides. Side mirrors, a little bit more boring on the CX-9, a little bit more sporty, classier on the side mirror. The cut here with the integrated lighting on that side mirror here and a little light here to where this is just one little LED bar going across. Now, keyless fob entry on both. Up top, you have the roof rails on both. The trim around the windows, slightly different. This is kind of a matte black with the chrome top. This is chrome all around. Coming over to the back ends, this is where we're also going to see a lot of space. Get a load, a lot of differences, sorry, not a lot of space. Get a load of that back rear quarter panel area with that glass on the CX-90 and the new look. Compared over to the CX-9, again, a little bit kind of more squished. This gives you more, I would say a little bit more sportback feel on the CX-9, whereas the CX-9 is a little bit more bubbly, bigger, kind of fuller SUV feel on the CX-90. Now, rear ends. CX-9, let's start with this one since it's the older one. You got the brake light integrated into that top spoiler with that trim coming across. Brake lights are completely different with that trim. And then CX-9, no all-wheel drive stating on the CX-9 itself. Bumper sensors on that lower side of the bumper. And the chrome finishing off with the matte black plastic look. Camera is here over the license plate. But if we come over to the CX-90, again, sleeker design on that brake light with the spoiler coming down with that trim, a little bit more sleek, a little bit tighter on that trim. Literally, I'm just gonna have to tell you guys, I like the new look on the CX-90s rather than the CX-9 taillights. You don't get that kind of cheap chrome look going across, but you have just that simplicity of that brake light. They simplified this rear end. Coming down, you have the parking reflectors here. Now, same idea, kind of same areas with the CX-9 and the CX-90, same ordeal, but just different shape on the parking reflectors with the chrome and the matte black finish. Bumper sensors integrated into the bumper cover. Let's go ahead and jump inside real quick and talk cargo area of both cars. Now, you're looking at the CX-90 right now. To where the CX-90, you have a bench for the third row. The CX-9 came with just 2 seats on the third row. That's something to take into consideration. But cargo area of the CX-90, you guys are looking at the CX-90 right now, and you get 16 cubic feet with the third row up. And if we're to drop those both rows, you get a whopping 75 cubic feet of space total. If we come over to the CX-9, the CX-9 comes with 14 cubic feet of space and a whopping 71 cubic feet of space total, okay? Now, wanted to show you guys what I meant by just the bench. You get that kind of drop those 2 seats back to where the CX-90 has that 60-40%er, okay? That's what I kind of meant, so you guys get an idea. On the right, we got a 12-volt outlet, some hooks, and then what do we see under? Some more personal pocket room, and a spare tire is not under the car, so take that into consideration on the CX-9. Do we have a spare tire here at the CX-90? Tire situation, let's go ahead and pop this. Actually, I didn't even pop this up. So spare tire on the CX-90. Sorry, I didn't even pop that up on the CX-9. Let's go do a quick check on that so I don't lead you guys astray on the spare tire information. Yep, spare tire on the CX-9. Forgive me for my mistake. I'm not perfect. I'm near perfect, just not perfect. So it's pretty much done, but let's go ahead and show you guys. You have the 12-volt outlet, same side, and you got an inverter, which if you want to bring like an air fryer, blow dryer, hair straightener, whatever you want, I have no idea why you would, but you also have the option with the True Light lighting, okay? Let's go ahead and drop these seats so you guys get an idea of how that looks. All right, that's the 60%er, that's the 40%er. And pop that back up with the headrest. Now that we're pretty much done talking about specs, cargo, and exterior, let's go ahead and jump and show you guys the differences of interior. All right, now sitting inside the CX-9. Now this is what the old style looks like, all right, from center console. You still get the split tops of the center console, cup holders with the chrome. This is different. The new CX-90, completely more futuristic, kind of sleeker design on the center console and all around just in general, all right? Controls for the temperatures, all right, up top. The screen is completely different. The interface is different. If we go ahead and go back, I wanted to show you guys, you control it by this little knob. So what it looks like, show you guys the navigation, the vents, the trim work. All right, the cluster itself in the CX-9, you got the manual tachometers with the middle digital one there. But the CX-90 is completely full digital. And then the buttons themselves on the doors, your memory seating on the seats here, those are going to be placed on the dashboard, all right? Steering wheel overall is pretty similar. Heads-up display similar on both, okay? So the look themselves, the seats, again, a little bit more plush. I would like to say that the quality on the seats in the CX-9, a little bit more plush, higher quality is what I feel, kind of more durable, kind of take a beating over time. To where the CX-90 wouldn't feel so much on that, but they look so much nicer on the CX-90, okay? Now, Bose sound system in both, all right? We're not talking about premium sound, but the glass up top itself, tilt slide, sunroof option, but it doesn't have that panoramic glass that goes over to the second row, to where the CX-90 has that full glass that goes over to the second row seating. And that's something that is completely different and desired by a lot of people. Now that we're done with the second row seating, showing you guys a quick look on what it looks like, let's go ahead and show you guys, sorry, this was first row seating, second and third row seating, quick look. Let's do it. So second row in the CX-9, armrest, 60% and a 40%. This is what kind of looks like. Where are USB-A plugins here? Kind of a bad move on Mazda's part, because if you have a third person, you cannot get to your USB plugins. Cup holders. Now, in front of us, you got a dual pocket on the back seats of on the back of the front seats. Climate control with your heated seats on the second row seating inside this CX-9. All right, up top, you don't have that glass. Take that into consideration, which puts your lighting system right there. And to control these seats again, you would literally bunny hop them forward. You can control them from here and a lever on the elbow area. Wanted to show you guys a quick look of the third row seats and what they look like compared to the CX-90. Bunny hop that forward. And this is what the third row seating looks like, kind of just two seats, 1 and 2, to where the CX-90 has a 3-bench seat. Cup holders, personal pocket room. You have your speakers, no air vents back here. Some tie downs, but that's pretty much it. Okay, let's go ahead and jump inside the CX-90 and show you guys the first, second, and third row of that. Now inside the all-new 2024 CX-90, and get a load of this look compared to the CX-9. This is a whole lot breathtaking, from the center console and the sleek design with that newly revised shift knob, with the placement of going through your modes and your cup holders and how it's dressed. Just gives it more of a rich, bougier feel. You still have that dual top on the center console. We open up that and it's the USB-C plugins in here. But overall, it's just more of a minimalist feel, giving it kind of a classier idea inside this car. Now the dashboard is completely different with the shapes, okay? The look here on the temperature controls, completely different. Heated, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, all that, but we're not going into like bells and whistles, but just bringing you what the look inside these cars look like, okay? Live feed, you have that option in the CX-90s also on that rear mirror. And the door panels, get a load of the door panels, complete different on the handle itself, placement of the window switches, unlock, lock button, kind of same idea with that. But the trim work is just a whole lot more kind of higher class feel. Button, same idea with the button placements here on the left-hand side of this manual steering column. Now, the steering wheel itself kind of remodeled, give it a newer feel, but still tripod steering, the tri-spoke steering. You're just missing that little plastic here, all right? But it kind of gave it a little bit of an update on that steering wheel. Cluster itself, the driver cockpit cluster, full digital, all right? That's an awesome feeling that you feel like Mazda's keeping up with times, all right? And the screen itself, get a load of that with the different interface on the screen. I want to show you guys how you guys control that. Navigation, show you guys how a full screen navigation looks. Go back, go into entertainment, and that's what it kind of looks like, all right? Now, you have the wireless charging pad here with the 12-volt outlet and your cup holders, okay? Seats themselves, again, remember, I told you they feel kind of cheaper inside. The CX-9 has a little bit more comfortable plush feel seat. But again, I like the look of the new seats on the CX-90 a whole lot more than the CX-9. That is my personal opinion and my personal desire, right? It all comes down to preference, everybody. Up top, what do we see? Electric controlled sun visor with the tilt slide sunroof option, and get a load of that big old glass all the way over to that second row seating. All right, now we're pretty much done showing you guys the new look in comparison to the old look. Let's go ahead and show you guys second row and third row seating. All right, now second row seating inside the CX-90, and you have the captain chairs with the armrest. Where are the cup holders placed? Here. So because captain, you get the cup holders there. We're gonna see that's pretty standard on the CX-90s with these armrests. Car seat compatibility. Just a whole lot more executive look on the second row compared to the CX-90 bench. Now in front, we do not have those double pockets on the back of those front seats, but you have just one single pocket, USB-C plugins with your heated seats here on the second row and your temperature control unit there, okay? To control these seats, what do we see? We got that lever here in the front. We have this top lever there to plug that in, and then you have this little lever on the right on the left here and on the right of that seat there also. Let's go ahead and show you guys what it looks like back here. If we go ahead and pop this lever, bunny hop it forward, and this is what the third row bench looks like on the CX-90. This is a big difference to where you had 2 in the CX-9 and 3 in the CX-90. This would be more of your kind of put the kids back here because you're not putting a full-size adult here, so the space test, you will not be comfortable for like long road trips and things like that if you're packing this car. You get the vents down here on the CX-90. Shout out to Mazda for putting some airflow on the third row seating. USB-C plugins on the third row to where the CX-9 didn't have anything back here, okay? So no vents, no USBs, but the CX-90 now does. Want to show you guys a quick space test before we finish this video of the second row seating. Now, depending on how much you drop this seat back, but you can drop that backrest down. All right, legroom is there, headroom is completely there, so that is not a fear of the CX-90 that you do not get him on the second row. Sun visors in both, okay? That's something that you get optional, depending on your trim. Your snap handles with your lighting are here because of the glass that comes over to the second row seating. Now guys, as promised, here's the MSRP sticker to the CX-90 so you guys get an idea of what it comes with and the price tag on top. Any comments, questions, concerns, leave in the comment section below. Hopefully you guys appreciated our comparison video and showing you guys the old body style compared to the new body style. Thanks guys, keep watching Vagabond Builds. We have more cool things coming. God bless you.